Many schoolboys are secretly in love with their female classmates, like the hero of our story. He wanted to demonstrate his skills of male strength, and to improve them, the hero actively trains with adult women to do this. However, the mother of his friend begins to persecute the guy. The woman wants the hero to have fun only with her. Today I will tell you what the guy did to get rid of the groupie, and do it with that very friend. At the beginning of the film, Rick thinks about how his life has changed. Then, the hero goes looking for his mother, Lucy. The fridge is full of mineral water. He finds a woman in the living room. The woman has taken a lot of pills. The mother left goodbye letters for her family, even the dog. The guy called 911. A short time later, a police officer and an ambulance arrived. The woman was taken to the clinic. A police officer takes a picture of the lettering on the garage of the house. The mother had written for Rick to feed the dog. Later, the policeman interrogates the boy. He reads the letter the mother left Rick. The woman found out that her friend Pamela Bender was having fun with Rick. The hero worries that her son Billy, her husband, or Nina Pennington will find out about what was between him and Miss Bender. The policeman took the letters and left. A letter to Pamela fell out of the man's hand. Rick picked it up. The guy decided that it was she who told his mother about their connection. The hero remembered the events that happened to him a fortnight ago. It was they that changed the guy's life. Rick stood in the middle of the room. His brother, Stephen, walked into him. The guy wanted to find out who did not cover the toilet bowl with a lid. The hero went down to the kitchen. His mother was sitting in the dark. The woman was hungover. She had found out about her husband's infidelity. Rick's sister, Kristen, came home. The girl works as a stripper at a club. She had a fun night. At the house, Rick met his father, Joseph. The man wanted to pick up the training videotape. The guy worked as a delivery boy at Jimmy Leach's strip bar. The man asked him to find one of the bar's female employees cherish. Rick went to the woman's house. She asked him to cover for her. As a reward, the woman showed the hero her melons and played with his balls. After that, the hero ran to visit his friend Billy Bender. At the doorstep, he was met by Billy's mother, Pamela. When Rick entered his friend's room, the guy helped himself to relax. He barely had time to cover himself with a magazine. The guy finished his business and asked his friend for a tissue. The hero talked about his time spent with Cherish. Pamela was eavesdropping under the door. When the guys came out, she asked her son to go to the shop for cigarettes. She sat Rick on the sofa in the living room. Pamela started asking the hero about his first experience. She offered to teach the guy how to do it. The woman started kissing him and asked him to pay attention to her girls. They played sports while Billy was in the shop. The next morning, the hero thought about how his family would react if they found out about what had happened between him and Mrs. Bender. At school, Rick was chatting with his mate Carlos. The guy offered the hero a bet. Rick promised to print out Nina's cave. The hero sealed the bet by shaking hands. Rick went to the washroom to freshen up. A woman emerged from the stall. A blonde woman called herself Saint Lola. She said she would help the guy with his situation and left. In the hallway, the hero saw Nina's boyfriend, Kevin. It turned out that the couple had broken up. Rick decided that he had a chance with the girl. In class, the Latin teacher asked Rick to declare the word by cases. Suddenly, the man felt sick and collapsed in front of the desk where Nina was sitting. The principal canceled class because of what happened to the old teacher. Rick approached Nina in the schoolyard. He decided to meet her. The guys drove together to the teacher's funeral. In the car, they discussed music. The hero lied about knowing a popular musician who comes to their town with a concert. Rick's car was hit by a pickup truck. The guy went out to deal with the driver of the car. However, the nuns came out of the pickup truck along with Father Cromans. The man apologized. Nina offered to call the police. However, the priest did not want to record the accident. Jimmy told the thugs about what he wanted to arrange at the bar. Rick came to the man's place. He wanted to get the singer's contacts from the boss. In return, he asked the guy to bring him some special pills. Rick asked Pamela for the car. After patting his cheeks, the woman agreed. Before going to bed, the guy saw Lola in his bed. Rick wanted the goddess to suggest how to fall in love with Nina. In the morning, the guy's mother was repainting the kitchen. Rick went to the Bender's house to get the car. At their house, he met Billy's father. Pamela asked the hero to take her son with her. A friend told Rick that the new Latin teacher had been in an accident. The boys went to pick up Nina. They drove to get a stage pass to the motel where Jimmy lives. In the car, Nina told the guys that she was going to be a preacher. The guys went to the hero's boss. The man said he would give them a pass if Rick would look at his Cobra. The guy looked at it. The man didn't give him a pass and closed the doors. Suddenly, the guy saw Rick's dad's car. Joseph was having fun with his new girlfriend. Billy's dad was there too. The guys played a joke on them. Rick knocked on the room door, identifying himself as a police officer. As the fathers left the room, Billy took pictures of them. The men noticed the guys. The heroes went to a coffee shop. Rick agreed to forget about what he had seen if the men repaired the dent on Mrs. Bender's car. Rick and Nina said goodbye in the car park. The guy didn't want his girlfriend to be upset that they had missed the concert. The next day, the hero's mother was arguing with her son. Her detective spotted Joseph, Rick, Billy with his father and two girls outside a motel. The woman had a bottle of vodka in her bag. She was going to leave for alcohol rehab. At a friend's house, he met Pamela and a priest. The woman wanted to have fun with the guy. She took him to her house. At school, Billy was worried that the friend had missed the start of classes. The principal introduced the class to the new Latin teacher, Nun Maria. As the woman began to teach the class, she suddenly fell asleep. The boys began to argue about whether the woman would wake up. The boys asked the principal to cancel the class because of the nun's death. The principal called Rick and Billy into the office. Kevin told the man about the argument between the classmates. When the director is hired from the office, Rick found in his desk pictures of schoolgirls from the locker room. The hero began to blackmail the schoolboys. In the corridor, the guys met Nina and Kevin. The girl told the ex-boyfriend that her friends would escort her home. On the way to Nina's house, the girl talked about why she wanted to become a preacher. The boys came to Rick's house. Steven decided that they were skipping school. Rick called the service center to clarify the information on his mother's car. The manager said that any car would be provided to Rick for the duration of the repair. The boy ordered an Aston Martin for himself. As he rejoiced at the news about the car, Christine entered the room. The hero's sister was admitted to Stanford. An hour later, Rick received the sports car. He and his friend went to pick up Nina. The boys drove around the city. In the evening, they were stopped by a policeman. It turned out that the car belonged to the bandit Malinauskas. Rick was taken in for questioning. Father Crumman sent lawyer Annette to the hero. The girl said to listen to her and everything to finish the interrogation. On the advice of the lawyer, the guy confessed that his father works with the mafia. The cops decided to end the interrogation to study the new information. The lawyer asked to take her home. The girl picked up the Aston Martin from the impound lot. In the car, she drank pills that were in the glove compartment. Even though the medicine was not for headaches, Annette felt better. She started stroking Rick's face. The girl invited the hero to drink tequilas. However, the image of Nina appeared in the guy's imagination, and he refused to spend time with the lawyer. At home, the guy was waiting for his sister. Her friends from the bar came to her. Rick and Billy decided to arrange a viewing of Girls' Melons at home. Under the pretext of Kristen's departure to the university, the hero offered to arrange a party. Billy's mother came to their house. She decided to join in the fun. Rick went to the kitchen to get the woman. Pamela mixed up her pills. She started acting strange. The woman grabbed a mixer and decided to relax on the floor. Billy saw what his mother was doing. Rick asked, taking the woman upstairs. Pamela started licking her son. Rick called Jimmy. He wanted to help Pamela. A party started at the Stevens house. The guys were collecting money from the guests. Nina came to the guy's house. The heroes went out to a quiet place to talk. Kevin was looking for Nina. Billy promised a classmate a private dance with a blonde. Nina and Rick talked about their families in the guy's room. The girl drew a family symbol on the guy's arm. Rick gave her a piece of meteorite to make lots of wishes. Jimmy came into the room where Pamela was laid out. The woman thought Ricky was going to have fun with her. Pamela opened her eyes. She wasn't going to get any closer to the stranger. Mrs. Bender squeezed Jimmy's aubergine. The man was delighted. Pamela left the room. The gangsters arrived at the party. They were looking for Rick. At that time, the guy wanted to kiss his girlfriend. Pamela came into Nick's room. Malinauskas came into the room after her. He wanted to get to the bottom of what the guy had said to the police. Nina was shocked by everything she saw. She ran out of the house. The hero ran after her. At the house, Nina found out that Rick had bet on her. The girl hit her friend. Malinauskas was arrested. The guy was approached by journalists. Pamela attacked the journalist. Kevin decided to teach Rick a lesson. A shootout ensued. In the police station, Rick saw the director. He was arrested because of the locker room cameras. Also at the police station were Jimmy and Kristen. The guy promised his sister to get her out of jail. In one of the cells was Billy. He asked to use the money he earned to free him. In the next cell, Nina was sitting in the next cell. She confessed that she liked Rick and was disappointed in him. On the way home, the hero reminisced about his interaction with Nina at the party. At home, his brother and sister were waiting for him. Kristen revealed that Joseph had been arrested. The phone rang. The girl agreed to talk to reporters for $1,500. Rick was shocked. The next phone call was going to be answered by Steven. However, Rick was faster than his brother. It was the boy's father. He was dissatisfied with what his son had said to the police. The boy hung up. Rick went up to his room. As he lay on the bed, he realized that he had an itch in his pants. Suddenly, a goddess appeared in front of him. Bringing his thoughts back to the present, Rick went to confession. Father Cremens found out that Rick was the reason he was itching in his pants. It turns out that Pamela was having fun with the priest. Mrs. Bender came to the boy's house. She was itching in her pants too. Rick talked about what happened with his mother. The boyfriend decided to stop their meetings with his friend's mom. He walked Pamela to the door. At the reception desk at the hospital, the hero saw the goddess. In the ward, his mother did not appear. The nurse said that Lucy had been taken away for cremation. Suddenly, he heard behind the screen the voice of his mother. Apparently, she was on a drip. The woman said she knew everything that had happened to him. She advised her son to talk to Nina. Rick and Carlos ended the argument. The mate decided not to harm the hero because he made his bandit father nervous. Then the guy went to the lawyer. He wanted the girl to help his friends get out of jail. Outside the prison, they met Pamela. Rick gave Annette the gangster's dirt on her. Nina was volunteering at the hospital. Rick came to visit his mother. In the woman's room were his brother and sister. The hero pleased his sister with the fact that the lawyer arranged her education at Stanford. To his mother, Rick brought divorce papers and her beloved dog. When Rick left the hospital, he was almost hit by a car with chickens. Nina followed the hero. The guy confessed his feelings to her. At the advertising banner stood Lola. The goddess wished good luck to the guy. Rick kissed Nina. At the end of the film, Billy went to work at a strip club. The guy went on stage. He saw his mom. The woman was surprised at the kind of job her son had found. She noticed that her son had a stick in his pants. Billy ran to the changing room to freshen up. Suddenly, a goddess appeared beside him. She reminded the guy of the time he blew off steam in the magazine. Would you want to correct your mistakes if you were in the character's shoes? This was the 2014 film Behaving Badly.